Three, two, one. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and it is Thursday night, episode 80 of Storytime Live. I hope everyone is having a swell old time sitting out there in the world while my music continues to play unabated. Oh man, it just wouldn't be an Ash on Comics episode if it wasn't completely unprofessional, full of gaffes. You know, that's just how I roll. It's part of the charm of the show, I suppose. Let's see. I lost part of the chat, so I can't see who's first because YouTube, you suck. I don't know why. Why did you cut off part of my chat? So I don't know what the deal is. I'm a little frustrated. I saw it when I started here. I sat down a few minutes ago, well, before the music came on, and I saw that Melissa was first. So I do know that, but I'm missing a big chunk of chat down until where Melissa is saying, I was first RDV, but I will give you this win, my friend. Oh, you don't need to give RDV a win. He wasn't first, I saw. But it sounds like YouTube may be cutting off more than just the comments from me. It might be cutting off comments for you guys too. So Melissa was the first person I saw, which I was kind of surprised. I was kind of trying to stack the cards against her because I had put up the YouTube. Was it earlier this afternoon? I think it was earlier this afternoon. Normally I put it up at like an hour or two before the show and Melissa comes in. But I was like, I'm going to be really early with it and someone else will see it. But nope. Melissa still won. RDV says this is the second time Ash has created the stream. I was first both times. I only created the stream once. So YouTube's doing something. Let's see. Marania's in the house. Hi, Marania says, I'm first to say that I don't need to be first. Oh, man. We have all sorts of clever things to be first at. Lord is in the house. He says hi. And Lord, congratulations. You are the first person not to actually say the word first. So congratulations. Gateway into Comics is here. Good to see you, Gateway. Hopefully you're still in the chat by this time that I finally got to your comment. But it's always good to see you, my friend. This always happens when I have to go to work in 4 hours. Oh, well, the stream won't last for 4 hours. So unless you mean you have to sleep. And then if you have to sleep, then yeah, that's a tough thing. Zach Richmond is in the house. He says, I may pull a Breen and bow out early. I've been having trouble staying awake today. So basically, Zach's going to go to sleep too. I think I'm just going to lose all my audience. I feel so good about myself today. RDV says, remember to like the stream and share it out. Thanks, my friend. That's a nice thing for you to have my back on. RDV says, that's okay. At least 2 Zachs will be watching. Oh, that's funny. It's an inside joke for those of you that don't know. Let's see. Rania says first now. I don't know what that's all about. Let's see. Let's just leave the stream up on silent with your phone plugged in so I can get the watch time. I don't actually need the watch time as much as, I appreciate it. Honestly, the bigger thing is just seeing viewers. It's hard to do a live stream and you don't actually have anyone watching. That just really makes you feel like a schmuck. Like, what are you doing? No one wants to hear you. It's going to go crawl into a corner and die. Eric is here. He says, good evening. Did I pronounce that right? Tehillim with his trademark. G2 see you all. Good to see you too, Tehillim. Ed Brewer's in the house. Wow, it's been a while since I caught one of these live. Hey, folks. Hey to yourself, buddy. Good to see you. I'm missing Dane. Has anyone heard or seen from Dane in a while? I haven't seen him. I hope he's doing okay. If anyone does see him, send along my regards. Let's see. RDV says, I live here now. Welcome to the naughty house. I expanded the naughty corner. This is not the naughty house. This is the wrong stream for that. Let's see. Skipintosh says, I got in and out, so I'm ready. Damn you. Melissa says, you erasing people's comments on live streams? Zach says, in and out. Oh man, now I want some. Everybody wants some. It's in and out. RDV says, YouTube just sucks in general. They want to censor me. Well, let's face it, RDV. Everyone wants to censor you. Just, very few people have that power. We have to rely on Google. Let's see. Joe R. Am I Biden getting his ass kicked by Trump makes me happy. I hope the far left woke SJW communists Marxists lose and Trump gets reelected. Oh, man, we can only hope. If Joe Biden gets elected, God help us all. That sounds hyperbolic, and I know Joe Biden supporters are just like, oh, you're just butthurt or whatever, and it's like, no, not really. Like, the dude is literally a criminal stooge for the establishment, and personally, I don't want big corrupt corporations running this country, and that's what we're gonna get. It's weird how the left went to being like for the people, we're for the down with Wall Street. Remember Occupy Wall Street? Remember that was a thing? And now they're pushing the Wall Street candidate Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris will actually be president. If Donald Trump loses, rest assured by 2021, Kamala Harris will be president. Did you see that gaffe where Kamala Harris's husband went in front of that crowd and he's like, "Hey everyone," like, and he said like, I'm the husband of the next president of the United States." Oops. Is that a gaffe? Do you know something we don't? You're the husband of the next president of the United States. Does that mean Joe Biden's not even going to accept it? Just going to pass it straight to Kamala? Oh my God. Let's see. Eric says, no, I was doing Hitchcock. All right. Skip got his in and out stream like Zach. Did Zach get in and out? Did Zach have in and out? Am I the only one who doesn't have in and out? Am I going to have to start getting in and out on these streams? That's what I should do. In and out. This is going to be something that only Californians are going to get. Old school, when in and out was only in California. I get an in and out urge live stream with Ash. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There are certain trigger words that YouTube will not allow to be put in comments, says Maranya. No, you don't say. Are you saying that the corrupt mega corporations in this country are censoring our way of life and controlling how we think and act? No. I really hope that Joe Biden gets elected so they can keep doing that. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Joe's a Mormon. I don't think Joe's a Mormon. I think Joe's a moron. RDB says, it's a joke. They're both leaving. In and then out. See ya. When you have to explain the joke, it's no longer a joke. Zach says, I wish I had In and Out, but the closest one is probably thousands of miles away. Oh, that's too bad. What state are you in, Zach? Melissa says, YouTube can't censor me. I got freedom of speech. No, you don't. None of us in this country have freedom of speech anymore. We haven't had freedom of speech in quite a while. But you knew that you lost your freedom of speech when Obama set up free speech zones that you had to go to in order to speak. That means your speech was at the behest of the president. That the government can control when and where you speak. And pretty soon, especially with COVID, I mean, with COVID right now, most all discourse is done online. And by online, you have to have certain avenues, and those avenues are pretty much Facebook and Twitter and Google, through whatever various Google outlets like YouTube. Now there's competitor stuff, you've got like, what's that one? What's that other one? I forgot the one that even came up. I can't even remember the competitors. See, that's the problem. The Twitter competitors, no one uses them. Like I have an account at that new one, and I can't even remember what it's called. But it's like Facebook, and so all your speech is done on these platforms, and they can control what you say. But the more insidious thing is they can control who sees what you say. And the insidious thing is shadow banning. Now, sometimes they'll go out and they'll just ban you outright. And so you're not on a platform anymore. Like, oh, I don't have an account. I can't post so people can see what I say. But that, at least you know that you're banned. What they do that's really awful is they just let you keep talking. And they just make it so that no one actually hears what you're saying. So you think, oh, I'm still here and I still got my freedom of speech and I'm communicating away. And it's not going anywhere. But you're happy because you believe that people are listening to you. It's the insidious thing. It reminds me of TikTok, that evil fascist Chinese company that's subverting kids in our country. TikTok is it's like a YouTube type competitor, social media. TikTok does this really insidious thing. It's the opposite. TikTok lets you make videos and put them up there, and then falsely reports that people are liking what you have to say. And it's telling you thousands and thousands of people are following you and loving your videos, and it's feeding that endorphin rush and making you feel good about yourself, and I'm important and people listen to me. So you keep making these videos and no one's listening to you because they're not real. But you think you're important because they tricked you. And conversely, now people think TikTok it's kind of ingenious in its sadistic way. It's convinced all the kids that that's where you need to go, is TikTok. And like it or not, the future is our kids. So we can recognize it now and go, oh, that's really terrible. We have a fascist country, state-run electronic social propaganda, social engineering device that's just programming our kids. Fantastic. Trump is the one that wants to ban it. He's the one that's told him to go under. The Democrats are trying to save it. When you open your eyes to the big picture issues, it becomes absolutely apparent who you should be voting for. I don't care if Trump's an asshole. I mean, I do care that Trump's an asshole. I do care that he's not really good at carrying himself and stuff. And he's not a politician. He's a businessman. He's a real estate mogul. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He's definitely born of privilege. He's not used to people telling him no. So he's got some unsavory characteristics about him. I get it. But I look and go, there's something evil happening. One side is for it and one side's against it. I'm just going to pick the side that's against it. I don't care. I'm not going to be tribal. And that's the way I think most people should think. I would hope that they would think. But anyways, Melissa says, I can say that I goddamn want. Nobody controls me but God. Well, yeah, you can say what you want. Just no one might hear you. You might be banned off of a platform. You might be stuck having to scream out your window. And so, and of course, then you might be arrested as well and put in jail. That's kind of where we're heading to next. Europe's already doing that. You can get arrested. Oh, actually, that happened in Australia, where a woman got arrested for a Facebook post. This is terrible. But it's America where we're truly oppressed. Zach says he's in Louisiana, the boot of the USA. Oh, Louisiana's got some good stuff, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, you are a little bit far from an In-N-Out. I think the closest In-N-Out to you would be Dallas. I think there's an In-N-Out in Dallas now. Let's see. RDV says I have legit proof that I was first, and Ash just can't read his entire chat. He says he posted in the group. Well, I'm just going to be like Biden and just ignore your proof, and therefore it doesn't exist. It's Russian disinformation campaign. That's it. RDV RDV stands for Russian disinformation villain. Yeah, that's what that is. Russian disinformation villain. He's trying to post lies and propaganda in my chat. Boo, RDV. I am True Skills is here. What's up, Ash? What's up to you, my friend? Bet you can't say invaders as one word. I'll try right now. Only person I answer to is God Almighty, and nobody controls me but him. These far left communist Marxist woke SJWs can't control me. Oh, Melissa, have you ever read the book 1984? You need to read 1984. The main protagonist of that book reminded me a lot of you. He's, in some ways, he was not going to be controlled. It's a scary book. As a matter of fact, it's the most horrifying book I've ever read. It's also the most enlightening book I've ever read. I think you would actually like it. It's a scary horror book, but man, George Orwell was a genius. Hillary sticks her hand in Biden's back and puppeteers him. Biden is just an NPC. He's just a pre-programmed bot. He's not even going to be around. He's just there to get Kamala Harris into office. The Democrats don't actually run true candidates. They deem their candidates. This has happened last time. Hillary Clinton wasn't supposed to get nominated. Bernie was winning, so they trumped him, pun intended, and they just threw Hillary in there. They did that on Hillary the years before with Obama. Obama wasn't supposed to win. Hillary was leading, but they wanted Obama. It wasn't Hillary's turn, so they trumped her. The Democrats, they've been caught red-handed multiple times. They don't actually run a fair election, and they did it again this year with Bernie. Bernie was destroying. He was running away with the election, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, miraculously, no explanation, Democrats stopped voting for Bernie and they started nominating Biden. I was like, that's weird. What? And then Biden, who was not getting any votes, all of a sudden was just running away with it. So weird. So weird. And Kamala Harris, who got 1% of the votes, 1%, gets nominated as VP. You can't make this stuff up. RDV says, did Eric go to bed yet? He's probably drooling in his chair, falling asleep to a baseball rerun. This sounds like how in Speed Racer they rig the race results every year. It's my turn. Yep, something like that. So it is comics night tonight. Let's see what interesting digital sales you guys can get on Comixology. You can find some comics for cheap, because God knows comics are way too expensive. Looks like Marvel's having a Blade sale. So look at this. You can get Avengers by Jason Aaron. Jimmy were here, he would say it's one of the greatest runs of all time. Look at this. $2.50 for a trade for Volume 3, Volume 4. Look at that. It's cheaper than a comic book. You can get the whole trade. What else are they selling? I'm convinced that Blade's not even a popular. He's one of these characters that, like, people remember the movie from the 90s. And they're like, I like that movie. No one liked Blade until that movie. Just convinced. And now they're just trying to live in the past. In fact, the reason I know that no one liked Blade until that movie is because the Blade in the comics looks like the Blade from the movie. I mean, he's just Wesley Snipes and not the Blade from the comics. So, yeah. Now they're going to have to change how he looks again because they cast a completely different actor. It looks totally different. I don't care about Blade, and I certainly don't care about Jason Aaron. So, but if you are an Avengers fan or a Jason Aaron fan or a Blade fan, here you can get some books for really cheap. Or if you like other bad writers, you can pick up the Marvel Greg Pak sale. Now, I will say this book here on the left, Planet Hulk. This is a good one. This is a good one. Let's see. It's 401 pages. This is the entire Planet Hulk. Look at that great cover. This is fun. Pretty good art. It's probably the best thing that Greg Pak has ever read. I have heard some tales and rumors that this whole thing was plotted out by Marvel editors and Greg Pak sort of just filled in the blanks, which would make sense of why it kind of felt derivative and formulaic. But I gotta say, man, despite that, it's just a solid, good, fun story. And of course, a lot of this was used for Thor Ragnarok. But I definitely recommend, if you, and I'm not even a Hulk fan, and if you like good superhero comics, you like Marvel comics, and for whatever reason you've never read Planet Hulk, this is something to read. It's one of the definitive Hulk stories of all time, in my opinion. And it should just go on your bucket list of Marvel comics that you need to read. I'm not going to see what other Greg Pak books are because that's the only one. Don't read anything Greg Pak until you've read that. Is there a Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman sale? Hold on. Hold everything. Hold on. I have a bunch of these on my wish list. Wait a second. I need to check this out right now. Eric Breen says, you act as if the Democrats have done something untoward. Wow. I don't know what you're talking about, Eric. Dragon Ball says, I'm ready for zombies. Zombie, 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 eh, eh. Is that how that song goes? Is that what you were anticipating, Dragon Ball? I bet it wasn't. Melissa says Blade was good in Tomb of Dracula. Eric Breen says Blade was popular in the 70s with comic audiences. He was a regular in the Tomb of Dracula and briefly had his own B&W magazine series. Of course, this was back in the 70s where you took what you could get. I mean, 70s comics, you're like, whatever, Blade, amazing. I like to give Breen shit for his 70s books. Take that, Breen. Ed Brewer says $8.49 for 400 plus pages? That is a good deal. It is a good deal. You figure your average trade is about 120 pages. So that's like 3 trades worth of comic. So divide that $8.49. That's like less than $3 a trade. That's good. And Planet Hulk. Yeah. Melissa says Hickman is the man who ruined the X-Men forever. No, Melissa, I have to disagree with you. X-Men were ruined long before Hickman ever got there. Hickman, to his credit, Hickman actually put an emergency, what do you call it? Like an emergency eject button in his X-Men. So as much as I do not like what Hickman's doing, it takes but the push of a button, and he's got the failsafe built in. He just blows it all up. It's gone. And so, hey, kudos to you. Nothing is ruined because of what he set up. It's currently not pleasant, but like at one push of a button and it's all undone. Skip says, and keep singing the Cranberries. You sound lovely, Ashbury. I do not. You're blowing smoke up my skirt. Let's go to my wish list. Wish list. Wish list. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Do I have a search? No, I don't have a search in my wish list. Okay. So I have the Fantastic Four Volume 2. And that includes up through 588 plus FF 1 through 5. So that's a good deal because it's $6.79 and you're getting 579 through 5. I need a piece of paper. Let's see. $5.79. Figures I get a pen that doesn't write. All right. $5.79 through 588. And yes, I have to write that down because my short-term memory sucks. And I know this is probably boring for you guys, but bear with me because I've been waiting for this to go on sale. The problem is I already have FF 1 through 5, which is in volume 1. Oh man, these are on sale too. Look at all this sale. So much sale. Let's see what volume 3. Okay, so this is 579 through 582 for volume 3. And I'm betting volume 4 is the other half of that. Right? By the way, you're getting an inside look of how I do my comicsology buying and sell, like, oh, waiting for sales. Yeah, so this is 583 through 588. So these two together would equal Now, the thing is, do I buy this big thing? Because I already have this 1 through 5. It's annoying. $6.79. It's probably about the same price. And I do have... Yeah, I might as well. So I add that to the cart. Normally, this is $20. This is a good deal, by the way. I'm assuming volume 1 is on sale for probably the same price. So volume 1 of the complete collection is really like an omnibus. It's like it has 3 total trades in it. Volume 1 does. If you guys are looking to get this, so you can get I think it's called Fantastic Four Dark. Sorry, Skip can chime in on there. There was a mini series that I still haven't read. I need to go back and do. It's I think it's something dark. And then it's the first 2 volumes of Hickman's trades. So it's 3 trades total. And then this has volume 3 and 4 plus the FF series, issues 1 through 5. So that means I also need to pick up. So I don't need volume 3 and 4. But I do need 5 and 6. Oh, they're more expensive. Why? Oh, this is the Steve Epting. 600 through 604. 198 pages. I'm going to need to get a reading list, because I think if that has 1 through 5, that means by the time I get through with this, that FF is starting, and I need to know when these like cross over. That's probably the bad thing about reading comics historically. Like when they come out, like, oh, this issue came out this week and this issue came out week. I read them both. But like years down the road and they're put in trades, you're like, oh, when, like chronologically, when do these connect? And they don't. I think comic companies could do a much better job labeling on their books, like when you're supposed to read them. I think they could put like a roadmap or something. You know, like even if they put on the back of the book, like takes place after, you know, like on this volume 2, it could say takes place after Fantastic Four volume 4. So you know, okay, I read Fantastic Four volume 4, now I go to this. You know, and then on after, and then I don't know. They could do something. I'm sure put some smart people in a room together, they come up with an idea. Oh, look at that. $3.99 and $2.99. Ugh, that's the problem when these sales like this though, and you have a bunch of books on the list. It's like even if they're on sale, I don't want to buy like a shit ton of books. But I will buy this volume 2. Let's go to my cart. I wonder if that Marvel October code is still working. I'm going to put something else in my cart to test it. Let's put volume 5. And let's see if the code works. Dun 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 dun. Marvel Oct. Oh, it's not working. All right. Proceed to check out. We're just going to get the complete collection volume 2. Why is there no complete collection volume 3? Stupid Marvel. All right. And that is my credit card saying you just got charged. Let's see. Oh, great. You guys are talkative now. Skip says, I like them all too, but I love the first one. Are you talking about the Blade films? Rambo is coming to MK. He has a throat rip. Nice. Ignorance is bliss, and Ash is the one blissful MFer. Why you hurt my feelings, Eric? Tonight I'm drinking orange soda. I don't know what you're drinking, but I'm drinking orange soda. Yeah. You need some Hickman's Excalibur on your list. Hickman did Excalibur? When did he do that? Melissa says Hickman turned X-Men into segregation. Oh, Melissa. We love you. We need some X-Men X of Swords. 22-part story. 22 parts. And then what's the average cost of those books? Like $5 an issue. So you're going to spend over $100 to read X of Swords. I recommend going instead to see Tenet. Just my phone again. I'm so professional. I recommend going to see Tenet in IMAX. And it's one of the best movie I've seen all year. Way better experience than any X-Men book I've read this year, for sure. Dark Reign. Thank you, Skip. That is the name of that series, Dark Reign. Yes, so the volume 1 of the complete Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four includes the first 2 volumes of trades plus the Dark Reign books in volume 1. And then volume 2, second 2 volumes of the trades plus the first trade of FF. So each one is 3 trades. And as you can see, I got it for $7. That's a good deal. Let's see. Now it's in my books. My books. My books. Talking about my books. My books. I just probably lost 5 subscribers. How Not to Do a YouTube Channel by Ash on Comics. Issue info. Let's see. Does it say how many pages? No, of course it doesn't. Why? I didn't want to read it anyway. Want to go view and store. It is 415 pages. So yeah, about the same price as that Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk's good for sure. Planet Hulk. Skip, if you haven't read Planet Hulk, you should read it too. I don't know if you have or not. Sweet. I'm stoked. Man. Let's see if there's anything else on sale. See, that's the cool thing about Comixology is once a week I kind of go through here. Well, usually more often than once a week. And I just go, is there anything on sale? And then sometimes it's just like there's a gold mine and you're like, score. What else is in here? Sometimes you have to open it up and look too, because it'll say like Marvel Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman sale. And you're like, oh, okay. But it won't necessarily be just it might be related things that he did. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's the Dark Reign series. If you want to get it separate. So yeah, they have all the individual issues if you want it for 99 cents. Very nice. All right, no more of that. No more. I can go to that later. I just needed to make sure I got something off that list because I'm so bad at being like, yeah, I'll pick one of those up. And then I procrastinate and I go to get it. It's like, nope, sale's over. You missed out. And then I got to wait months. Image is having a horror sale. So if you want some Image horror books. Oh, yeah, I got to pick up Pulp. Oh, and here we go, kids. Right here. Firepower by Kirkman. This is how you want to start Firepower with the Prelude trade paperback. It's 155 pages. It's 8 comics worth of story. I've talked about this all the time. It's fun. It's good. It's kung fu. I just really, this is the funnest thing I've read all year. I just really enjoyed it. It puts a smile to my ear to ear. $3.59 for 8 issues worth of story. This thing came out like 2 months ago. And then there's an ongoing series that's currently on issue 4. And I just I just adore this. So that's a recommendation from Ash. Get cheap. That's one of the sale things you can get. What else? Where was it? There you go. Oh, you can get the first volume of Undiscovered Country for $3.59. It's another book I read. Undiscovered Country is good. The way I describe Undiscovered Country is like the TV show Lost. If you ever watched that show back in the day, where like a plane crash lands on this remote jungle island, and it's full of just a various cast of characters. And at first you think, oh, they're just, it's like a desert island, remote jungle island type, survive on the island type thing. But there's like weird crap going on. like there's a polar bear on the island. You're like, what the hell? And then there's like this weird shadow thing that's eating people up. And the show quickly diverges from being like, oh, how are we going to survive, to being like, what the hell is going on here? Like, it's this very surreal kind of, just a big mystery. And that's the whole crux of the show. You got really interesting characters, and they're like their backstories, but the mystery of this island, which is obviously not a normal place. And it was a gripping. It's one of the best single seasons of TV I've ever watched. Was Lost season 1. Undiscovered Country is very reminiscent to that of me, and a lot of people were afraid to get it because it's like, oh, it's an anti-Trump thing. It's there's a wall around America. Blah. It's like, it's not at all. It's bizarro stuff like Lost, and it's got a diverse, weird cast of characters that go to America, because no one's been to America in like many years because they walled themselves off, and they go there and they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And it's weird, but it's surprisingly engaging and compelling in its weirdness, that you're just like, what the hell is going on? And you just want to know answers. And these characters all have their backgrounds, and it does a similar type of storytelling thing the way Lost did, where it will have these like flashbacks of the characters' past and what led to them getting here. And so each of them have different backgrounds. I just enjoy it. They're doing a good job. It's Charles Soule and Scott Snyder. Yeah, got the right Snyder. Pulp is the book that we're going to be featuring on Skip and myself's channel. Not channel, our show that is still unnamed. Skip, you and I need to hook up together, by the way, and have a meeting whenever it's convenient for you. We're going to be doing Pulp as our first trade that we feature. Every 2 weeks we'll be doing an episode. Pulp is going to be the first one for the pilot, but then we're going to be moving on to something new afterwards, which keeping a surprise for now, unless Skip spoils it. And I'm looking forward. I need to read this book yet. I haven't read it yet. So I got to get on the ball. Monday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific will be our first episode, and we'll do our very best not to be late. I should probably check the chat. Let's see. All these prices are way better than what I paid, says Skip. RDV says, Insider Comic Market Trading with Ash. Skip says, I have no complaints. I loved it. Especially the end was perfect and badass. RDV says, Hickman FF was a fun read. Well, if Hickman and Skip like it, then pretty much everyone's going to like it, because these guys have a kind of divergent ends of the spectrum on their tastes. Skip says it was part of the Dark Reign event. Okay. Might be collected because he didn't make it connect. Okay, he might be talking about the volume 3 that I was talking about. I need to go back and finish reading Dan Slott's 2018 Fantastic Four run. In God's name, why? Why would you want to torture yourself? See what I'm saying? I told you. Skip says, I'm getting you the reading list now. FF by Hickman is after Johnny died. Spider-Man joins the future okay. Let's see. Where? Oh, man. I've scrolled too fast, and now I don't know where I was. RDV says, I'm eventually going to get it again in trade and read it twice. The FF run? Well, it's on sale on Comixology. Me too. Read it about a third time next week. So good. So good. RDV's eating Chinese food and drinking a Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is good with Chinese. I often pair Chinese food and Japanese food with Mountain Dew. I'm drinking orange soda. I haven't had orange soda in a while. I had a little bit of craving. Let's see. Skip says, all hope lies in Doom. I love Doom. That's getting me excited. I'm just going to abort the stream and read the comic now. RDV says, Slots Run on FF is a fun read. Said no one else ever. Ed says, you had me at Kung Fu. I hope you like it, Ed. It's a fun book. I actually didn't have much of an interest in it because it was Kung Fu. And the thing is, I love Kung Fu, but Kung Fu to me is a very much like an animated type of thing. Like I want to see like a movie or a show. Like I want to see, I want to see the action. I don't want to see a still drawing of a character. Like that's not the same. It's not impressive, but this comic is much more than just Kung Fu action. Oh, somehow I added everything to my list. Yay. What's my shopping cart up to now? Comixology? You added everything. Click buy. $974. Nope. Are you sure you want to empty your cart? Hell yes. Empty that shit. $72 tax. Remember when you could buy things on Amazon and you didn't get charged tax? Remember that? Remember the internet? And then they found a way to tax it all and take your money because that's what the government does. Thanks, Obama. Sorry. All right. Marvel Zombies issue number 4 is going to be our first comic of the evening. I already have it all queued up with a cool X-Men number 1 homage. Let's see. RDV says, can you share comics that you own to friends on Comixology? Skip says you would have to share your account. Yeah. That sucks. You would have to share your account. And normally I wouldn't mind sharing, like if it was a Netflix account, but your Comixology is your Amazon account, and I don't want to give out like my Amazon password. Like that's just opens you up to too much. If you just had like a special Comixology login, and it's too bad. That'd be nice to share. But there's other ways you can share digital comics, RDV, as I'm sure you're aware. Let's see. I used to actually share comics with Sergeant Bats through Google Drive. Because you can share folders on Google Drive, and then just load up comics on the Google Drive, and then you give people access to that folder, and then they can read them off there. RDV says, except the ending of Lost sucked donkey dick. I don't think that's what happened at the ending of Lost, and I would say Chase, who probably went to sleep, would disagree with you. Some people like the ending of Lost. Skip says, but you can gift comics to people. I've bought a lot of comics for people through Comixology. Yes, actually, I have received a gift from RDV, which is very nice of him. He gave me the first volume of Cataclysm, which I still need to read. Looking forward to that. Thank you again, RDV. It was very nice of you. Let's see. Talking about Marvel Fanfare. RDV says, what brand of orange soda are you drinking, Ash? I'm drinking Shasta orange soda. Let's see. Jackie Chan animated show. I miss the old X-Men back when they were not mutant. Melissa, calm down. Artie says, Batman Cataclysm with Ash. The single greatest Batman event other than Batman No Man's Land. With Ash. With Ash, it makes everything better. Wouldn't you say? I would say. All right, let's get on to the first comic of the evening before everyone falls asleep. This is Marvel Zombies. It's pretty absurd, but it's been entertaining with its absurdity. We need to first put on some full screen. There we go. It started with a flash in the sky, and it rippled throughout the clouds. The hunger is what brought it here, and feed it did, until the Marvel heroes were no more. They were replaced by soulless monsters, driven only by an insatiable hunger for human flesh. After they ran out of food, Reed Richards devised a plan to lure his counterpart from another dimension into a deadly trap. Thanks to Magneto, who had managed to stay uninfected, Reed's plan failed, leaving him and the rest of the zombified Fantastic Four stranded in another dimension. Magneto has destroyed the machine that allowed their passage to that other reality, an action he paid for with his life. The Silver Surfer appeared in the skies above the zombies to inform them that Galactus is on his way and will devour Earth and everything on it. They didn't care. Shortly before Galactus arrived, they overpowered the Surfer and ate him, each gaining a portion of his power cosmic in the process. Now Galactus is here, and he has no idea what he's in for. This is no world of Marvel heroes. This is the world of Marvel Zombies. Dun dun dun. Part 4 of 5. You hunger. You hunger. Jump. Jump. Nice. How are we going to defeat this guy? I mean, just look at him. I'm with Cage on this one. This guy seems a bit out of our league, especially now that Reed and the Fantastic Four are in that other dimension. You can go hide under a rock for all I care, but I'm not giving up until a chunk of his flesh... I'm not giving up until a chunk of flesh from that giant is in my gut. Exactly. We'll find a way to defeat him. His size is what should make us want to do this. The bigger they are, the longer it takes to eat all of them. Now, follow my lead. In case you've forgotten, we've got cosmic powers of our own. Give him everything you've got. Don't let up until he's on his back and we're ripping pieces off him. I admire your resolve. It is a trait I have come to note among the denizens of few of the planets I have consumed. Galactus has devoured countless worlds and battled armadas in the process. Your assault is little more than a nuisance. This conflict will be at its inevitable end very soon. He's bluffing. Don't let up. We're bound to find a weak spot sooner or later. I'm not so sure, Hank. I don't think we're causing him a lick of pain. Whoosh. I told you jerks we couldn't... Ugh, crap. That's it. I'm out of here. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have much more body to lose, and I doubt any of us could survive having what's left of our bodies vaporized. I'm calling it a day, too, and I'm also putting in a vote for Tony as team leader. or anyone else who wants to lead us away from this thing.
Fine, fine. Fall back so we can regroup. Hulk want to eat Purple Man, but not want to die. Hulk not fight Purple Man alone.
We all want to eat him, Hulk. That's what we do now. We're going to go someplace where we can come up with a plan, and then we're going to try again. It doesn't look like he's following us. Of course. He's here to eat the planet, not us. We stopped being worthy of his attention the second we stopped trying to prevent him from achieving his goal. Where to now? We go to my lab. We can work there, find a way to hurt him. That's what we need. Follow me.
Pym still has lab? Hulk not see Pym in lab since hunger take over.
I've kept it secret until now, but I need something that's in it, or else I'm not going to be able to work long enough to find a way to defeat Galactus. You'll understand when we get there.
What's wrong? Ugh.
The adrenaline from the flight has worn off. I assume we ate? It's all a blur for me. I imagine once I become hungry again, I'll revert back to the Hulk. Until then, you're stuck with puny, dead Banner. Actually, Banner is exactly what we need right now. This way. Is that Janet's body? I think you'll all agree, desperate times call for desperate measures. I can explain everything, just give me a second. And again, bear with me here and let me explain before you do anything rash. You see, it's... What? It's what? We don't have time to play games here, soldier. What was it that you were keeping secret?
Nothing. It was Jan. I had to kill Jan. She attacked me and there was nothing I could do. That was it.
Elsewhere in the city, you're not one of them. You're not a zombie. I am the Black Panther. I can understand how you would think that I was infected, given my present condition, but yes, I am alive for now. I thought there were no living left. I thought we were the last ones. Surprise. You're not. It's a trick. He's working with them. Just look at him. Why else would he be carrying that head? He's right. This is a trap. We need to kill him, get out of here. We need to find Magneto and get back to Asteroid M before we're found. Say the word, Cortez, and I'll take his head clean off. We don't know anything about this man. Nobody do anything. Screw you, Cortez. I'm taking him out before we're all killed. Gah! Finally! So absurd. Chomp. Ah! Burns, no! I'll kill you for this. Crack. You're gonna get it now, cripple. I am far from helpless. Wham. I'll put an end to this. Thap.
Stop! Cortez, he killed Burns. We've got to do something with him. Burns disobeyed a direct order and he paid for it with his life. This man was attacked. He can't be punished for defending himself. Whatever this asteroid M is, if they can't get to it, I want on it. As you said, I was only defending myself. I pose no threat to you. I just want to get away from this place. Of course we will take you with us. I couldn't live with myself if I left another human being alive down here, knowing the inevitable. Thank you for being understanding. I will find a way to repay you. But Cortez! Not another word. Do you understand? We are all that is left. To ensure the survival of our species, we're going to need all the help we can get. Fine, let's put this thing out of its misery, and then we'll get back up to the asteroid. No, that is Janet Van Dyne, the Wasp, and my friend. She will come to the asteroid with us. Under supervision, she will not be a threat. We've been here for days. Do you think they're going to figure something out before the giant eats the planet? Let's just let the big brains think and do their thing. Do you even have a 7? Go fish. Stark, Banner, and Pym are working together on this. They're some of the brightest minds on the planet. They're not going to let us get eaten. Why is it you still wear that thing anyway? The mask. It's ripped all to shreds and it's not like you've got any kind of secret identity. So why bother? The hunger, the way it is. I know I would do it again right now if I had the chance. That's just the way things are now. But after doing it, after eating my wife and aunt, the only 2 people left in this world that really loved me, after knowing what I've become, I could never look at myself in the mirror, and I don't want to chance it. Right. Forget I asked, you sissy. You got any jacks? Just wanted to let you kids know he's back. He's back? Vibranium, fresh from Wakanda. Probably the last mine and refined vibranium ever made. And let me tell you, Wakanda has seen better days. Also, you wouldn't believe how fast we can fly now that we have the Surfer's powers. I swear I was faster than a Quinjet ever could. This is perfect. Between this and the crystals that we took from Strange's sanctuary, the stuff from Baxter Building, and what we stole from Castle Doom in Latveria, we've got everything we need. Oh, God. I can feel the hunger taking over again. I'm turning. Well, do it, you fool. We need your help. I hate this. There we go. That's a juicy one. Oh, jeez. When did he start doing that? Right after you started going out gathering supplies for us. We got the idea after those pieces of the Surfer fell out of me when we first arrived at the lab. I've been constantly re-eating those bits since we got here. It's doing a remarkable job of fighting off the hunger. I've been doing it too. We all have. Except for Spider-Man and Luke Cage. They say their bodies are messed up enough. It's not perfect. This sickness we all have has made our insides so acidic we practically dissolve everything we eat. So these pieces get a little bit smaller every time we eat them. But it's kept me from turning into the Hulk, and it's helped us all keep our wits about so we can do our work. Give me a knife. I'm trying that right now. No, don't bother. We don't have the time. We need to get the amplifier assembled. Besides, by now the morsels in your belly must be completely dissolved. Now help us get this thing assembled. I'm anxious to see if it works. If we hurry, we could be over in Times Square taking that monster down by nightfall. I'm ready for fresh meat. Whoa! Who called in the cavalry? More like, who invited them to dinner?
Asteroid. Is that supposed to be an M? Looks like 3.
We were lucky this time. Another expedition down to the planet would be too risky. We must assume the worst and wait for Magneto to contact us again. We can't hold out hope that he survived. It's just too likely. Too unlikely. Welcome back. I couldn't really make out everything you said on your comm during the return trip. You couldn't find Magneto, but you found someone else? I suppose this is him? Hello.
Name's Reynolds, science guy. Oh my god! You brought back a specimen! I can't wait to examine you. Can you guys imagine what we could learn from this? We could find a cure. Come closer. Hey, she's a nasty one, eh?
She is my friend, and you will treat her with respect, despite her present condition.
Hand her over, Panther. We had an agreement. Reynolds isn't going to hurt her. He's going to try to cure her. Those are my terms. Otherwise, we'll shoot it out of the airlock. Careful with her. She's a biter. I can see that. Hendricks. Yes, sir. Once our new member gets settled in and cleaned up, I'd like you to give him the full tour of this place. Answer any of his questions. Make him feel at home. I'd be happy to. Dun, dun, dun. Before I go on a tour of this place, I'd like to try and figure out a more efficient way to get around. This crutch isn't going to work forever. I'm confident we can fix something up for you. We have vast resources on board the asteroid. Actually, I think I can help you out with that. I recognize you, but I don't know if you recognize me, Black Panther. My name is Forge. I know a thing or two about prosthetic limbs. I can see that. There are others on here on the asteroid too. There are 12 of us in total, including you. I'll make sure you meet everyone. The city. It looks like they might actually be doing some damage. That Galactus fellow looks hurt, at least a little bit. Good. Then that means he can be hurt. This might actually work. Just a few more adjustments. Almost there. It's Space God on the menu tonight. Spider-Man, we're almost ready. Get over here. This won't work if we don't all fire at the same time. Like I say, we've all got to fire at the same time. If not, it won't work. And we've probably only got one shot at this. So we've got to make it count. Now. Zap.
Oh, I see. They made some sort of device that like lets them all channel their power cosmic into one combined beam. Pretty clever. Whoosh. And that's the end of that issue. All right, that was the penultimate issue. Next episode, we'll be doing the final. And it looks like it has another that's another homage cover. I guess if I can return these books and get to it. Yeah, there it is. You recognize that? The Wedding of Spider-Man. Very nice. All right. Let's see. Melissa says the Marvel zombies have big dinner out of 2 power cosmic beings. More talk about Marvel fanfare. I think I read some of this stuff already. Eric says, I want to go back to the 70s. Yeah, Eric was only middle-aged in the 70s. A lot younger. Skip says, I just want to go to Burger King. Are you kidding me? You just had In-N-Out and you want to go to Burger King? Those crazy Northern Californians. Oh, man. How do you be thinking of Burger King when you had In-N-Out? I don't think the Black Panther or the humans on Asteroid M are going to survive, says RDV. Skip says, it's Kirkman and zombies. It won't end well. RDV says, lol, Jan's a biter. Marania says, bow chicka wow wow. The women all want a piece of the panther. Yeah, they do. You thought the same thing I did. Let's see. Forge is in both Marvel Zombies. Is in both Marvel Zombies as a human. Both Marvel Zombies? Is there another? I mean, I guess you're trying to say he's in other ones. Let's see. Something tells me Forge is gonna die next issue. It kind of sets it up, right? Like, oh, don't worry, we got the guy who can do what we need. Yeah, he's not long for this world. But Marani says, not before Forge $6 million man's $6 million man's panther. That's hard to say. Never trust a Northern California unless it's me. Oh my goodness. Never trust anyone who thinks of Burger King after they ate In-N-Out. Marvel Zombies Resurrection 2020 miniseries. Oh, I haven't read that. I heard that's like the new thing. Now Marvel's copying DC. You should be ashamed of yourself, Marvel. The bad thing about orange soda is it doesn't have caffeine. The other bad thing is I'm at the end of it. All gone. RDV says Ash is a biter. Trust me, RDV knows from experience. You should listen to him. All right. Are we ready for the main event? Batman, The Long Halloween. Issue number 9 of 13. Man, this is Long Halloween. Feels like it's been going on for a long time. All month of October we've been doing this. It's going to end on November 1st when Halloween's over. And Batman's Long Halloween will be over at the same time. And those of us who haven't read this series in the past will get to figure out what's going on. Miranda says, now if you had Balls brand Geek Beer. You would have awesome root beer with caffeine. Oh, I like Balls. Finding the root beer. Well, first of all, in California, finding either of those is hard. But when I was in Colorado, I could find the regular one pretty easy, but the root beer was really hard to find. In fact, I thought they stopped making it for a while. I'd settle for some Barks. Barks root beer's got caffeine. Or hell, Red Bull. Red Bull's so damn expensive, but I get addicted to that stuff. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm kind of feeling a little bit, feeling like a little breenish tonight. RDV says all the holidays suck. RDV says, oh, I see what he's saying. RDV says they call it the long Halloween, but it reads like the long 2020. All the holidays suck. Well, in the 2020 there are no holidays. They're all canceled. And here, at least though, they have, they actually do the holidays. Just people die. I guess people die in 2020 holidays too. So I don't know. It's pretty morbid, but since you guys are not very talkative, time to read the book. Skipitosh says sarsaparilla is the best. I do like me some good sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla is good, but a good root beer I think I like a little bit better. I really, really like ICB root beer. That's the problem though, is I will chug bottle after bottle, and it's not cheap. Let's see. In this house, ginger ale from a bar down in Sacramento. Man, yeah, you said you had like homemade ginger ale. I bought some cheap ginger ale. I went to the store today, and this was like wanting to get some cheap soda. So I ended up buying some ginger ale because the Shastas were on sale for like 99 cents a 2 liter. So I grabbed a couple 2 liters of ginger ale because I can make Moscow mules with them, which I've been kind of craving. Plus, I was my stomach was feeling weird today, so I always like ginger ale when that happens. And then I saw that they had orange. And I'm not really a big Shasta kind of guy, but I was like, yeah, their fruit flavored drinks are fine. Just stay away from most everything else. Like the root beer, I stayed away from the root beer. Skip says street ginger. What the hell is street ginger, RDV? I don't know. Moving along. RDV's making up stuff again. Skip says Moscow mules are king. Yeah, I recently discovered them, and I'm like, all woo. Here we go. I remember my father. Good Lord. Dr. Wayne. Look at what they've done to my boy. Alfred, come quickly and bring my medical bag. You have a boy, don't you, Dr. Wayne? Wait, why am I doing Alfred's voice like that? That's Alfred. You have a boy, don't you, Dr. Wayne? The phone would ring. There was a medical emergency somewhere. He had to go. He was needed. There was no choice. But one night, it was the doorbell. This man should be in a hospital. I cannot. No hospitals. If I were to take him anywhere in public, Luigi Moroni, that animal would finish the job. You can ask me any price, Wayne. Just save my son. Is that Alfred? Doesn't look like Alfred. I'm confused. I know you know who I am. And how you're already a rich man? But Vincent Falcone is a powerful man, and sometimes having a powerful friend is better than having all the money in the world. I have never seen my father at work. This is not about compensation. It was like, everybody wants something, eh, doctor? Magic. I realize now that the life my father saved was Carmine the Roman Falcone, Gotham City's untouchable crime lord. For all the good he tried to bring to Gotham City, my father's actions have resulted in my being here, behind bars. My fate in the hands of two men I've come to trust. District Attorney Harvey Dent. Mr. Pennyworth, you still contend under oath that Thomas Wayne never accepted any sort of payment from Vincent Falcone? Then explain to us the relationship that continues to this day between the sons, Carmine Falcone and your employer, Bruce Wayne. To my knowledge, they do not have one. Then please tell this grand jury, tell me, why? Why didn't Thomas Wayne report the crime so that Luigi Moroni would be behind bars and this city wouldn't be in the grip of Carmine the Roman Falcone? Perhaps Dr. Wayne did file a report, but Gotham City was different back then. The police, even the district attorney's office, were rife with graft. Several months later, Dr. Wayne and his wife were murdered. The most decent people I have ever known, gunned down in these very streets. To this day, the killer was never brought to justice. Perhaps Gotham City is not all that different. And Captain James Gordon. Ouch. That'll cost us, Harvey. Carmine Falcone. I should have finished the job years ago. The Strunz take 5 shots in the chest and still lives. Things would have been different. Luigi Big Lou Moroni, the former head of the Moroni crime family, retired. His son, Sal, the boss Moroni, is Falcone's chief rival for control of Gotham City. 'Cause of this holiday goon, all my guys are dead. How do I fix this mess, Lou? You can act like a man. This is about Falcone. You gotta get the Roman before he gets you. Ugh. Oh yeah, it's Father's Day. The Roman's penthouse. Thought you'd want to know. The grand jury acquitted Bruce Wayne. Took about a minute and a half. Sofia Falcone Gigante, the Roman's daughter. Bruce Wayne. I have business to attend to, daughter. I'll be back late. Sophia? Here. Happy Father's Day. I appreciate the gesture. Oh, she's let down. Papa? James? You asleep? What you got there? You and your mother have been busy, I see. Well, it's only the best Father's Day present a dad could get. You have good dreams, son. Have good dreams. Harvey? Harvey, you down there? I went to go see Dad. Oh, God. And? Still crazy as ever. He gave me something, though, Gilda. What is it? I was so sure that Bruce Wayne was doing favors for the Falcone family, but a jury of my peers didn't agree with me. It's like they flipped a coin. Head he wins, tails I lose. And Bruce Wayne, with all his money, his good family name, goes back to high society, leaving the rest of us to take care of what needs to be done. Gotham Central Park. On Mother's Day, Jonathan Crane, psychologist turned psychopath, escaped from Arkham Asylum, unleashing the Scarecrow on my city. He did not do this alone. He had help. Raticate, raticate, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it, pat it, and mark it with a B. And put it in the oven for Batman and... Would you like some more tea? Tea. Jervis Tech. Delusional, schizophrenic, homicidal. The Mad Hatter. Pat-a-cake, baker's man. You could always have more. Gentlemen, I didn't go through the time and the expense to assist in your early release from Arkham to argue about cake and tea. We have business regarding the Gotham City Bank Depository. So if my father hadn't saved Roman's life, all the lives, all the violence, how different Gotham City might be. If I may, sir, your father would have done the same for anyone who came to the door. Wayne Manor, my father's house. That was his way. But I can't help wondering what might have happened if... It would be as fruitless as my wondering, had I been a different sort of father to you, how better your life might be. Master Bruce? I just miss him, Alfred. Is that so wrong? No, there's nothing wrong with that. You are very much your father's son. I remember my father. This had better be important, Vernon. Getting me out in the middle of the dent. It's plenty important. Maroney? You want a piece of me? We both want a piece of Falcone. Maybe it's time we found out what we can do for each other.
Nice, another good book. This one was one of my more preferred. I like that one. Wow, why is stupid? It's logging me out again. God, this site. I just bought a freaking book from you. Just Amazon's like, who are you again? Can you please sign in? Our site can't remember who's logged in. Goodness gravy. All right. Well, I don't need to go back through all that because I finished the book. Chokes on you, Amazon. Let's see. Did RDV ever talk about what street ginger was? Nope. Of course not. He dodged that question like Biden on a debate. Let's see. Cardstock variant is here. That's an interesting name that's kind of cool. Cardstock variant. Although I hate cardstock variants. Damn. Maybe that's not such a good name. He says, whoa, late stream. Looks like a good read. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time. Yeah, we were reading some comics. I did Marvel Zombies issue 4 tonight. And that was issue 9 of Batman The Long Halloween. So, just talking some comics. Shooting the shit. Reading some comics. Letting people get some bedtime stories. They can curl up into bed. And listen to a comic as they fall asleep. Marani says, the coin. Interesting turn of events. Yeah, I kind of like that, Marani. I was noticing that too. I like the sort of hinting at the obsession that we know is going to come. We know that Two-Face is going to have the accident, or Dent's going to have the accident that turns him into Two-Face. But it's kind of nice to see the building blocks of that coin flip foundation, that obsession that he's going to have. That's pretty cool. Good writing. It's good writing to throw that in there. Scarecrow and the Hatter love to rhyme. Melissa says, bye, guys. Night, guys, and bye. Speaking of obsession. 3 times, Melissa. You have a good night as well. Try not to get too amped up about Jonathan Hickman at X-Men. Thank you for showing up and listening to the stream with us. RDV says, you ever had street tacos? Yep, I've had street tacos. That's still not answering the question that you were asked. Computer Robots is here. He says, will Ash read Dan Slott's Fantastic Four? Time will tell. Dude, someone have to pay me to read Dan Slott's Fantastic Four. My goodness. I'd rather read America Chavez. Dan Slott. Only Venkman could read Dan Slott and not come away scarred. Wait, he already is scarred. I don't know what Street Ginger is still. I don't know if we're ever going to learn. Anyone reading anything interesting? I'm still reading The Boys. I haven't really made much progress, man. Last night I went down the rabbit hole on Twitter and YouTube, and that really is really bad for my comic reading habit. I gotta tell you. RDB says, you only read that one comic and you ignored my message above it. I don't ignore it. I just don't see everything. Bankman. I ignore. And then I have to scroll up and look around, and it creates a bunch of dead air. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed your valuable comment that you're not willing to type out again. There we go. Suck my soda in your ear. I'm looking forward to that stream. I don't know if it looks like Skip is still around, possibly. Skip, hook up with me sometime behind the scenes, and we need to coordinate a meeting time where we can discuss our final plans and maybe put some names. We need a name. We need a name. RDV says her name is Ginger Ash. She works hard for her money.
Oh, I get it. I get it now. I'm a bit of a moron sometimes. RTV says, so unless YouTube is censoring me, yeah, I gotta come with a name, man. I have not been inspired for a name. I don't know. Well, I have a feeling we'll figure something out, but I don't know. I think a good name is a good thing. Not the Ash on Comics. I spent a long time actually coming up with Ash on Comics. I really did. It's not even that good of a name. I want to go back to 2012 or prior to Marvel Comics. Current Iron Man is painful. I almost wish for Bendis to go back to writing it. Yeah. Current, yeah. The current Iron Man. Dude, I'm telling you, Chris can't write well. That's gonna be his name. I read the one issue of Doom. I was all excited, the new Doom series that came out. He's the same writer on that series. I even paid for a special variant cover. I paid $10 for issue number 1, and I got home and I read that and I was like, what the hell is this shit? What the hell? Yeah. And then I got donated Iron Man number 1. I read that. I still haven't done a review on it, but good Lord. Just someone keep that guy away from comics. They made a big old deal. Like, oh, Christopher Cantwell's redoing the comics and Alex Ross did design the new armor. It's like, you don't need to design new armor. Iron Man's got, dozens of good armors from the past. The problem isn't that he needs new armor. The problem is Marvel doesn't stick with the good armor that they have. I like the old Bob Layton armor to be honest. It's the Alex Ross new design. It's fine, I guess. It's just so underwhelming. It's just like, oh, okay, it looks like an Iron Man armor. But the Tony, they work so hard to make Tony be like Robert Downey Jr. and the writers the comic writers don't know how to write that way. I just wish they'd go back to making Tony like comic book Tony from before MCU, when it was like, oh look, he's funny, he's like Robert Downey Jr., he's all witty, let's make him like that. And I don't know, it just annoys me. I'm grumpy. Will Venkman read Kamala Khan's books? Time will tell. Well, if anyone reads those books, it'll probably be Venkman. He likes that stuff. RTV says Skip better than Ash, or Skip versus Ash, or Skip and Ash. Those are really just generic names. Thought it was like incorporating something about independent books. Because that's going to be the focus of the show, is independent books or non-mainstream books, something of that nature. There's lots of ways you could go, like no capes allowed. Oh, no capes allowed. Of course, as soon as we do that, there'll be like an indie capes book. Let's see. More money talk. RTV says, what Electra says to Dee makes Dee asking Tony for cash seem retarded. Well, I did a review of that issue. I stand by what Daredevil asked Tony did not seem retarded. Like, a lot of people are bashing that issue, like, oh, and I think it's an urge for YouTubers to like find a chink in Chip Zdarsky's armor and be like, aha, I knew after 22 issues Chip Zdarsky would finally write something bad. It's like, that wasn't, and the thing is the comic actually had something that was a big flaw that all the reviewers ignore. It's weird. They all ignore it, which I covered in my review, and then they all try to make fun. Oh, look at Daredevil's trying to ask Tony to give away his money, and that's because that's something Daredevil might do. Daredevil gives away everything.
I mean, he's a lawyer. He's a poor lawyer because he's constantly doing cases for the poor for free, like not charging them. And that used to be one of the big story things that, if I remember correctly, that Foggy would be like, "Yo, Matt, do we need to like bill these people because we're gonna go under? We're going broke, you know." So Daredevil he's one of those people who wears his heart on his sleeve, and the way I look at it is, dude, Tony Stark spends billions to build a suit of armor that he just will give away to just anyone. So many people in the Marvel universe now have Iron Man suits. So you're saying, like, if from Daredevil's perspective, it's like, look, dude, and he even offered Daredevil to like give him an upgrade. So if I'm Daredevil, you're like, dude, you just offered to basically go give me $1 billion suit that can get trash from a supervillain. And I'm saying, why don't you just spend $1 billion and help out the people of Hell's Kitchen? That's the way I look at that discussion. And a lot of people go, that's really stupid. And I go, well, it would have been stupid if Tony would have agreed. If Tony would have been like, yeah, giving away $1 billion sounds like a great idea. That would have been, because that's out of character. But the way the conversation goes is Daredevil's like, you should basically give away $1 billion and help these poor people. And Tony's response is basically like, dude, you're fucking crazy. and I go, that seems right. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing to have in comics for characters to have viewpoints that you don't agree with 100%. If like, there's this tendency, I think, for some people to like look and expect every Marvel character to all have the same opinion on everything. Every Marvel character should just, want rich people to stay rich, or whatever. Like, no, it's not the case. They're going to be different. And Daredevil is definitely one of those. I think Daredevil's a lefty. Daredevil's a lefty that I can respect. Let's see. Computer Robot says, you know how long it's been since Venkman has done a live stream on his channel? He says, I do them offline now and then put them on another channel. Oh, Venkman, you're so weird. No, they aren't even trying to make Tony like RDJ. They're making him a villain and punching bag in his book. Well, I agree that that's the end result that's happening, and from my perspective, I feel like that's a result of their failure because they don't know what they're doing. But I believe that in the MCU, our Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man is a bit of a villain as well, especially with the whole Civil War storyline. So, yeah. Anyways, the moral of the story is the Daredevil issue. There's much to do about nothing. I didn't find a big flaw, and it's still the best comic at Marvel. With Spider-Man and Daredevil were hugging each other in that issue, Venkman, that was so hilarious. Don't spoil comics in here. It's one of the rules. RDV says Skip hates Ash. Skip's not a hater. That's not very fitting. Let's see. Marco Cicchetto needs to be the only artist for Spider-Man for the next few years. He actually makes Spider-Man seem badass. Nah, I disagree. I wouldn't want to see Cicchetto as... No. Spider-Man's not supposed to look like a badass anyway. Like, he is badass. He's a great character, but his presence isn't like, dude, that's a badass. I mean, that's like what you would describe like Punisher, like. Anyways, that's my opinion. Ghost Rider also looks like a badass. Not Spider-Man. Spider-Man's kind of a dorky, he's a dork that happens to have superpowers. Marvel is following the DC trend of putting good, great artists with subpar writer with Iron Man. Do you think the artist on Iron Man is really that good? I think he's okay. I think the writer's just okay. I just also think he's maybe a
bit too much unrestrained lefty. RDV says they could have just left Psylocke alone. No, I can't do that. Computer Robot says, Ash, are you still not reading X of Swords? And you still think Betsy Braddock should have been still Psylocke and not Captain Britain? Yes, I am still not reading X of Swords, and Betsy Braddock shouldn't be Psylocke and not Captain Britain. Yes, to all those things. Computer says, Ash is a badass rebel. Well, I'm a rebel. I don't know if I'm badass. All the Civil Wars have both Tony and Steve written totally out of character, says Maranya. Tony is not the company government stooge, and Steve is more the company man. No, he's not. No, they flipped it in all the incarnations. No. Steve is not the company man. Didn't you read, like in Daredevil Born Again, like a properly written Captain America is the man who doesn't obey orders because he knows the orders are unjust. He's the man that goes against the government. He's the man that's a patriot and a libertarian. Yeah, I don't think so at all. Now, I think the MCU, well, and probably Civil War, maybe overdid Tony Stark, being sort of the corporatist guy, but I mean, he would be. He's as much as like you look at Elon Musk, like everyone goes, oh yeah, Elon Musk, he's like, he's like going against the left and all this. Elon Musk is a huge leftist, a huge side. I mean, taking government subsidies. He's a bit of a rebel because he's rich, and Tony Stark, I see that way as too. He's like, oh, I can do what I want because he's a multi-billionaire, and it's hard for people to make him answer. But he's definitely the kind of guy I would see siding with, like, yeah, you should identify who you are. Like, the government has the right to know, your identity. If you're running around and you have the powers of a weapon of mass destruction, like, yeah, you should have to register. That makes sense. Captain America would be more of the man that goes, well, that might be fine that you think that, but the government doesn't have that authority, so they can just stuff it. It's not constitutional. Despite what you want, the government's not here to give you what you want. That's not their role. I absolutely see Captain America as right wing and Tony Stark as left wing. Let's see. That's just my opinion, though. Rania, you're free to have a different opinion. RDB says he's supposed to not look like Riley Rossmo at every issue, as Marvel has been having him drawn. Well, I don't think he should look like Riley Rossmo either. But didn't they put I thought they just put Patrick Gleason on Spider-Man, so that should be all fixed. Patrick Gleason's a solid artist. Back at the end of the Stark Wars, Armor Wars, Steve is the good government man. Well, that's not proper Steve Rogers then. It's not the Steve Rogers that became, Nomad. Was it Nomad or U.S. Agent? Like, he's Steve Rogers is a true patriot. He's not a nationalist. I can't wait to see more hilarious stuff on Ash's Twitter after this stream. Have I been posting hilarious stuff? I didn't know. Let's see. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Oh, geez. Good Lord. That's time to go when Venkman is doing... Is that Spice Girls? No, that's not Spice Girls. Was that? I think that's Spice Girls. Yeah, I think Venkman's a Spice Girls fan, if I remember correctly now. That's it, guys. I'm sorry for maybe the weird energy that this show might have had. Like I said, I'm fighting, super tired, did not get a lot of sleep. In fact, I still have work to do. So I got to get to do that.
Hopefully you guys are reading some good comics. Like I said, always read good comics. Don't waste your time with the mediocrity. There's just too many good comics out there, and if you're not reading them, trust me, there's stuff out there that you're not aware of. If you're going, man, the comics I read are just okay, I'm kind of like, you should be enthused about them, excited even. And hopefully, you can come to places like this, meet other people that are into comics too, and share your enthusiasm. That's kind of what this is all about. It's a comic hangout. It's kind of like Cheers. Remember the bar Cheers? Where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of this place. Cheers, where we just all hang out, we know each other, talk about the comics we love, argue when people like dumb comics like RDV, but we still love him anyway. He's like who is he like? Which Cheers character would RDV be like? He'd be like Woody. He'd be behind the bar. I'd be like Sam, and RDV's like Woody, like helps me out from time to time. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. And then Breen would be like Coach. Yeah, Coach. Remember Coach? Anyways, final thoughts. Rorschach 2 will be epic, says RDV. He cannot wait. He's pre-ordered it. Oh, man. I can't even tell you the excitement RDV has for that. Eric would be Norm. No, Eric would be Coach. Yeah. And what was the postman guy's name? I forget his name. That'd be Jimmy. I think maybe. Anyways, Computer Robot says bye. I need to sleep. Gotta go. Robots don't sleep. Englandine is the mailman. Yeah. Anyways, guys, Cliff, that's his name. Thanks for everyone being here. I hate to end these things. I just end up feel like I'm blabbing forever, but it's I don't like going. But I have to now, and I look forward to seeing you guys Monday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. I will be pretty sure having a show Sunday like normal anyway, so we'll probably talk more about then. And yeah.